welcome everyone for today's session. So today we're here with the company of Francois. If you can introduce yourself, just a little bit from Enso Connect.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it. Francois, one of the co-founders of Enso Connect, a guest experience platform, and really excited to share more about our integration today with Hostify.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Francois. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And obviously, as I've been doing many webinars, and most of you already know me from Hostify, of course. I'm John, I'm the CRO, and I've been working for Hostify already for a while, and obviously the short-term rental. So as well, we are very excited for today's announcement. So as we can see, we're going to speak about how to revolutionize your guest experience, of course, and unleash all the potential that technology nowadays can provide, no? So for today's agenda, we'll introduce ourselves. So we're going to speak about the new trends, new guest demands and expectations, the fear that you can have about the technology and how to embrace it, of course, how to connect and configure and monetize all the guest experience that you may have and you can offer to your clients. And we will end up today with some Q&A. So everyone, obviously, they can ask more about any questions or inquiries that they might have. So let's go to new trends in the industry. And here I would like to focus a little bit, of course, on what happened in 2020, which was the COVID. And I think one of the main points on how the technology, especially in our industry, has evolved. Because obviously of the needs that this virus and this emergency had done to the check-ins, to the different experiences that the clients had to have. So obviously, how the property management has evolved, and it's keep constant innovation in all the technologies. The emergency of some new innovation tools, of course, today Enzo. The number of individual business that nowadays they prefer to hire any kind of space. No, we've seen the new it's not anymore an apartment or a house what is being rented. There are villas, there are spaces, there are co-workings, co-livings. So any kind of space nowadays can be rented. That's what the technology is there in order to help them how to promote it and how to make an easy path for any client to book it. No. Many professions and how they change it. Now we'll come a little bit more later about the new trends and the new different kind of clients that we're experiencing, no, and what they are looking for. It's not anymore families that they are going on holidays. We have much more remote workers, business travelers, students that they go for an MDA, for some kind of master abroad. And nowadays, traveling it's never been easier, no. How the changes of these clients are changing, no? Because obviously they have many different demands or expectations on their travel that they are doing, because obviously they are going for some specific projects or some specific as we mentioned, students, any kind of degree. So they like to have this different experience. So they will have different demands, no? And then, of course, the expectations have been growing. One of the things is not anymore hotels. We are coming together along into the same line on the demands that the client is requiring. So I think that it's been changing and flexibility is key. One of the things, again, COVID before, we used to see the average booking in advance, it was much higher. Nowadays, people, it's on the move. They don't know the plan, what they are going to do tomorrow. So they need flexible cancellations. They need easy communication. They need so many different things. And it's all about flexibility at the end. So this is in general. So let's speak more, as we mentioned, on demands and expectations. No, one of the things that we mentioned is a unique experience. No, they are not looking anymore, as we mentioned, family that it comes to the holiday. They just need an apartment. That they need some kitchen to cook, stay, and then they go. That's no longer anymore. They need easy processes in order to do the check-in, to provide you information, to have a smooth communication. So all these kind of things that they are inquiring nowadays, softwares like Enso Connect with the combination like PMSs like Hostify will make that easier or possible for you to implement all this technology and make the guest not just to stay in your property, but end up saying, wow, this was an amazing stay, you know? The comfort and convenience, no? As we mentioned, we're coming together to a hotel business, no? Where they can order maybe some kind of services. They are not looking just to stay. They might require, some instructions or some recommendations on, local businesses or restaurants or tours. Maybe they need some kind of transport. So these many things that, again, you will need technology and the influence of us in order to get and to offer these services to your clients, no, and have a smooth communication with them. And then finally, and one maybe the most important, security and cleanliness, no. Nowadays there are, again, many technology in order to secure your client. It's completely fine to offer a check-in without any kind of key or any check-in in person, in order as well to, of course, provide any kind of insurances. So all this kind of new technology, all these demands that the clients nowadays that they're having, that's what we are there for, no, to help you embrace it and make it happen, no. And then, as we mentioned, what is everything doing it? As I mentioned, how to embrace it is the technology. No, many people obviously if scared of changes. They are used to some system and implying all these new functionalities. It can be a bit of scary, as well as we have heard from people that AI is coming to substitute. Is not that it will come to help you to automate all these processes. So like that, you don't have to. Obviously, we are speaking about so many new experiences and new demands that the client is having. So it will be a tedious job to make it that without the facility or the easiness that this new technology AI is giving you, know. So we're here to revolutionize the industry, to help the property managers, and not to substitute you, but to help you to grow, because that will make us as well grow, no? So to grow together, both companies, both the, obviously markets, no? So saying that, all you need to manage your vacation rental efficiently, and it will be obviously the combination of both systems. So we'll start speaking a little bit about Hostify, just a small introduction on how we have helped all the clients globally in more than 46 countries, providing more than 15 million bookings all around the globe. And we manage more than 34,000 listings, and we expect to grow much more in the next few years. No, what we provide. So obviously, as a PMS, we centralize everything. We centralize all your conversations with your different clients, independently where is it coming, and also Enso can help you to go even a bit more farther with all your connections with the different channels, sending text messages, WhatsApp. We connect with the major platforms, you name them, Airbnb, Agoda, VRBO, Expedia, Booking.com, Marriott and Villas, and soon it will come some more like Google or Holiday. No, we provide also not just the OTAs. You can have as well your own booking engine, your own website. We have two ways to do it. One is a website builder provided straight away from Hostify. And the second one, and the more professional for bigger clients, is the WordPress plugin, where you can install easily this plugin into your WordPress site. And then straight away you will have all your portfolio, all your different listings in your website. And finally, all the automations that they can be processed, from payments, rules, invoices, tasks, messages, check-ins, inquiries. Everything can be automated. All about what we're talking now today. It's all about automate your processes and embrace this technology that it can help your business to grow and make smoother your processes. No. Some of the stuff that we mentioned and we've been growing lately, centralizing messaging, smart automations, payments, online check-ins, reporting tools, owner's portal, invoicing, mobile app. We have as well a task app. We have many more functionalities coming, calendar, changes in bulk. So obviously all the processes to spend less time on the tedious task and spend more time trying to grow and not trying to acquire more apartments, trying to spend more time on your growth, on your revenue to make your sales bigger. No. So From here, just one last point, how to connect and configure and monetize your guest experience. So with the integration of both, it's going to create a great synergy. We'll merge everything in one place where you'll be able to enhance all your communications with your clients and do so much more that Francois will explain you after me. For sure, there are more things to speak about. So that being said, we can move, I think, for Enzo and to Francois.
Perfect. Do you want me to share the slides, or do you have it on
I
what works best?
want as you prefer.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'll share it just so I can move
Yeah, of course,
at
of
the right
course, of
pace.
course. Let me stop
Thank you.
sharing. Of course, no
You're
problem.
good. You're good. Let me
All
see if I
yours.
got the right screen. And there we go. Can you see my screen? Perfect.
Yes, all good. Perfect.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me, everyone. And I'm excited to share more about our integration with Hostify. This has been long in the makings for us to get this going with such a fantastic and collaborative property management system. So I'm going to start off with a bit of a sort of visionary aspect behind what's going on as well in the industry, kind of relating back to a lot of the things that Juan was mentioning around heightened guest experiences and so on. And I think a lot of it stems from the fact that the line between a vacation rental and a hotel is blurring. The industry is professionalizing. Now, we have a client here who posted this, and I think it was really interesting, where they say Airbnb apartment or boutique hotel, the answer is the best of both worlds. And this is kind of what we're trying to bring to the industry, is that level of hotel quality experiences that you can provide at scale, despite managing inventory that could be spread across multiple locations, multiple countries, and so on. So, in the height of the pandemic, what we saw happen was the sort of digital movement of this industry, where people who were, of course, already using a property management system also started connecting more and more tools around the guest experience, whether it's verification systems, upsell platforms, guidebook companies, communication tools, marketing systems, smart locks, you name it. There's been an influx of technology. And so our solution is really about solving a bit of that fragmentation, but specific to the guest experience, and working with our property management system partners to really help you centralize all of that information back into the PMS. So as you know, there's a lot of moving parts to scaling a hospitality business. Luckily, your PMS handles all of this part up here, and we just need to look at sort of the bottom piece of guest experience. So how do well-designed digital guest experiences increase guest satisfaction and loyalty? Well, it enhances the convenience for your staff. It is a data-driven personalization approach. And of course, it increases your brand awareness. All of the elements for you to be able to scale a property management business. So really what we're going to focus on today is digital guest experience and what that means. So introducing Enso Connect. To start off, one of the key things that we built out at Enso Connect is the most configurable platform on the market. The idea is that every vacation rental business is different. Every property management company is different. Every guest is different. Every owner is different. Everything is different in this industry. So being able to configure all of the different workflows and, of course, configure all of the different elements of our platform in the way that works best for your business is what Enso Connect is all about. Connect, configure, and monetize that guest experience. So I'm going to start off with a very brief introduction of my favorite part of the platform, which is called the boarding pass. The boarding pass is one single link. It is not an app that you need to download. It is a link that we send to your guests at the booking confirmation level, and it runs them through the entire process of their guest experience, from verification to check-in with or without smart locks, upsells like early check-in, late checkout, mid-stay cleaning, you name it, guidebooks, messaging, marketing, and so much more. And the reason we built this was because we wanted to provide as much configuration to operators to craft their own digital guest experience. So you can see one example here in black with when we're collecting details, we have an agreement, we have an ID check, or you can do something a bit more simple where you just have ID details collection, or maybe something a bit more enhanced. And maybe you want a combination thereof depending on guests and different types of rules. So again, providing you with the flexibility to design your own guest experience, digital guest experience is really what we're all about. And this stems from the operational play. So we actually started off around the messaging piece. We have a centralized messaging platform, text, email, WhatsApp, Airbnb message. Obviously, it complements what you have with Hostify. Without a doubt, we're going to take it in a few areas at next level with AI, and I'll explain a bit shortly what this means. But the main learning over the past year and a half, 2 years of seeing this with the messaging was, at the end of the day, you can automate as much as you want, but guests will still ask a bunch of questions before they check in. So instead of trying to automate a lot of this messaging, our thought was, how can we remove it entirely? Why is it that when I book a hotel, and in fact, I'm going to London next week, I booked a hotel, I haven't even received a message from the hotel about my check-in instructions or anything like this, and I don't care because I will show up and I know I'll be able to check in. So this is kind of the same essence that we're trying to provide with vacation rentals, is this idea that with the boarding pass, that web app that is displayed right here, you provide that same professionalization that a hotel would, and you remove as much as possible the questions that guests might have throughout their stay. So looking at this, we have sent over 3.5 million, 3.8 million messages to date. We've been in operations for about 2 years now. 72% of all messages sent through Enso Connect are fully automated. With the launch of Enso AI a few weeks ago, that data is soon to change. With certain operators, they've doubled in size with less than 25% less service staff, and they've seen an almost 20% increase in inquiry to booking conversion because they're able to follow up with clients automatically. One of the number one rules of sales when you go out to a prospect, I'm sure Hostify does it, I know we do it, and I'm sure you as a property manager do it as well. Follow up with those guests that are inquiring about your property so that you are top of mind when they're actually booking. And if you could do it in an automated way, then an even faster way of making more money. In terms of making you money, and this is one of the key value propositions of Enso Connect, we're not just about saving you time. Your property management system is obviously a big piece of that. We're here as well to make you additional revenue streams. At the moment, 1 in 3 guests will purchase an upsell, at least one upsell in the boarding pass. So if you run the math based on our subscription costs, you can look at a 7.2x cash return on investment. But more importantly, you should look at what this means from a dollar perspective for your business, as a lot of this cash is money that you can keep as a property management company. And of course, the 8 different links that you're sending to your guests, from the safety deposits to the guidebooks to the check-in instructions to the, all these different pieces of the guest experience, we're going to centralize all of that in one single link. So that reduces the amount of guest questions prior to the check-in by 80%, and an average response time that is 25% quicker using our centralized messaging system. Now, of course, you can hear all of this from me, but I think it's always better to hear it from our customers themselves. You can go straight to enzoconnect.com/case studies, where you will hear things from companies like Romy, Pocono, companies that manage 400, 500, 1,000 listings, but also people who've started with 8, 10 listings and are growing to that 100+ property management company. So have a look at it, enzoconnect.com/case studies, to kind of see what we've been doing with this industry and what we've been building from a technology standpoint. And within a short period of 2 years, we haven't outpaced Hostify because they're growing super fast, but we've made it to 23,000 plus unique spaces, 55 countries. And actually the number here is outdated, but it's now 1.5 million guests that have gone through the boarding pass. So if you're ever wondering, but maybe my guests are a bit older, will they want to go through a link? I think one of the key things to remember is that in today's day and age, we all have a phone, and the easiest way to interact with your customers is with this phone. So we're just elevating that guest experience through that. Now, a bit about our business model, just to give you a bit of an example of where we're focused on. There's really 3 key pieces to the Enso Connect business model, and you have to see if this aligns with kind of what you're looking for. Are you looking to generate additional revenue with upsells, fees, and so on? Are you looking to get better reviews and a better guest experience? And are you looking to gain that efficiency so that you can go out and scale, not grow, but scale? One of the key differences I always tell clients is, it's one thing if you add, let's say 10 properties, 1 staff, and every 10 properties you're adding a new staff. That's growth, and that's awesome, but that's growth. Scale is that the first 10 you have 1 staff, the next 20 you have 1 staff, and the next 50 you have another staff. And that's really what we're trying to accomplish here, to help you get that sort of hockey stick growth. I know I'm based out of Canada, so apologies for the analogy here, but this is really where we're focused on. So automations and AI gives you the efficiency gain. The boarding pass gives you a better guest experience, better reviews, and the upsells and fees gives you more revenue per property ultimately allowing you to have more properties under management. Now, automating this communication for this enhanced efficiency comes from a few different verticals. And again, I'm going to bring back the concept of the unified inbox, but of course, you've got Hostify's unified inbox. Whether you use ours or theirs does not matter. It's up to you. That being said, I'll share a bit more around some of the AI functionalities we've developed to really enhance the professional market. So, simple. Unified inbox, priority inbox for all the unread messages, a normal inbox for all of your guest messages. But more importantly, a control center to see where the guest is in the stage of their guest journey. Have you collected the details? Have you collected the IDs? Have you collected the agreements? And just run them through all of the different steps, skip or approve different steps accordingly, approve upsells automatically, and just run through the guest experience with good visuals for you to know where those guests are. The way it works is, one, we connect your tech stack. So we connect your PMS, we connect your smart locks, we connect any verification provider like Superhog or AutoHost. We connect your Stripe accounts or other accounts for upsells. We Enso connect a bunch of tools that you already have to make the experience for the end user, your guest, as seamless as possible. And if you recall at the beginning of the presentation, I said we were one of the most configurable platforms, and that is because step 2 is to pick a when. When something happens, if a condition is met, then do something about it. Now, this is in the context of messages, but this can also be in the context of your boarding pass. For example, if it's an Airbnb reservation, I want to collect these details. If it's a booking.com reservation and it is last minute, I want to verify the guest IDs, run a background check, and provide these upsells. Or my favorite one that we just launched with our new form builder, if the guest says they're traveling for work, provide them work guidebooks and upsells. And if they say they're traveling for leisure, then provide them a whole different experience through the boarding pass. All of this ties into what we call a guest experience editor. So from booking confirmation all the way to post-stay, you can configure these different workflows and steps to really match what works best for your business. I always go back to the same thought that every vacation rental business is different. And the problem with technology today is that it's a bit cookie cutter. It has to fit the way it fits. We're going to elevate the experience that you have, whether it's with your property management system or any other tools, to configure so that you can get to that next growth stage. And of course, I wouldn't be finishing this webinar without introducing the all-new functionality that came out a few months ago called Enso AI. And Enso AI is probably one of my favorite things because it sells the fastest, but it's basically enhancing all of those messages within your unified inbox via Airbnb, SMS, and WhatsApp, crafting responses using the content from the web app, the boarding pass. So for example, if a guest were to ask things like, what are the best restaurants in town? It's not going to guess. It's going to look at your guidebooks. But it's a bit more intelligent because it wants you to make more money. So for example, if a guest asks you, can I get an early check-in? Well, it's not only going to look at whether or not this early check-in is available and possible to share with the client, but it's also going to provide the link as to where to purchase it. So really enhancing, creating safe time with AI replies. It's not a chatbot yet. We will be introducing that in the near future. For now, it is strictly suggesting responses every time a guest sends you a message so that you can just move faster. And this is, of course, available in over 150 different languages. So if you're based in the US, if you're based in France, in Spain, in Mexico, it doesn't matter. We'll draft the responses according to the guest preferred language. It will create custom content in seconds, which I can understand. You know, the idea of creating guides, especially when you manage hundreds of properties, can be a bit tedious. You can draft content and just create your guidebooks in seconds, not in hours or days. And last but not least, we have a new partnership with a company that allows you to even generate AI travel planners, which means that based on the guest location, they can get a full detailed travel planner itinerary connected to different upsell opportunities for them to have the best stay out there. So that's a bit about Enso Connect. We're really excited about our partnership with Hostify. This was long in the makings, and if you have any questions, feel free to share them in the chat.
Yeah, I think you have already the first one. Actually, you can move to the next slide. So like that, I think there is information about us.
There we go.
Yeah, one more. Yeah. All right. So how much will it cost me to use Enso Connect?
So our pricing is available on our website, and we make it really transparent. Unfortunately, you do have to fill in a bit of detail so we can understand the number of properties you manage. This can range anywhere from $20 on the high end all the way down to $5. Depends on, of course, the number of listings that you have. We do not offer any free trials at the moment. That being said, we do have a promotion going on for Hostify users where there is no onboarding fee. So you can get set up with us in a few hours if you'd like. And the subscriptions are fairly open. So if you pick a monthly subscription, you pay by the month. If you pick a quarterly subscription, you also pay by the month, but you're locked in for a quarter. And if you pick a year subscription, you're locked in for a year. So you're more than happy to give it a shot and see if this is the right fit for your business. But I think you'll see a few useful cases here. Can Enso be used from any location or country? Absolutely. Not only can the platform itself, the guest facing side is fully translatable, so you can change the content of your guidebooks in different languages, in Spanish and French and English and Italian, whatever you want, based on the guest preferred language. So if guest language is Spanish, then display the guidebooks in Spanish. You will have to write the content in those different languages, but Enso AI does it for you fairly quickly. And you can, of course, use our system from anywhere in the world. Absolutely. Let's see if we have any other questions.
Yeah. In case you might have more questions, we'll be sharing as well this content and obviously the email from Enso to be contact and of course from Hostify as well in case you have more doubts or you would like to have a demo. How to get a demo in Hostify, it's quite straightforward. You just need to go to the website and you will see the link and to book a demo with your best availability. And from Enso, you will save as well.
Yeah, from Enso, super simple. You can go on our website and you can just click on the book a demo. There's also a quick video next on our homepage that says watch a video if you want to get another take of how it works. And as of today, I'm launching what we call demo bites, which are going to be small little snippets of different pieces of the platform. So stay tuned on our YouTube channel for that. Again, our goal is to make it as open as possible. We want people to see what we do. But of course, if you want a more in-depth demo to understand if this is going to work with your business, feel free to schedule one directly on our website.
Perfect. Our Hostify is an Enso active customer support. Sorry.
No,
so we are 24/7, obviously from Monday to Sunday. So at any time you can have our support team via chat for any questions that you may have.
Yeah, and for Enso Connect, it's 9 to 9. It's not 24/7. Monday to Saturday, we are opening 24/7 soon. But it's always a human. You always get to speak with a human, so you're not speaking with bots or waiting on the phone, and you can schedule calls with our support team anytime.
Thank you, Francois, to attending today and to explain all the great technology that you have and how we can improve and help that property managers, as we mentioned. That's the end goal at the end. And thank you everyone as well for attending. And as we mentioned, no worries. We're going to be sharing this video in the next few days or next week. And you will be obviously contact in case that you would like to have more information or book a demo with any of the agents or any of the companies.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Juan. I really appreciate it and excited to see the mutual clients succeed here. So awesome.
Amazing. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day.